we have filed a major lawsuit challenging the California ban put in place by Governor Newsom, the California Department of Health, on singing in church and chanting in places of worship. We represent 3 different churches. They face this ban from singing or chanting because the language used on July 1st was, you must cease. You must cease singing.
They can't sing. And if you're in a liturgical church where there's chanting, synagogues, Catholic churches, mosques for that matter, Greek Orthodox, Roman Orthodox, Russian Orthodox, whatever it might
Eastern
be.
religions,
Eastern
Hindu,
religions, Hindu and Buddhism. No chanting. That is not narrowly tailored, which is what a restriction on free speech is. And by the way, worship, singing, offering praise is constitutionally protected speech. I've been litigating those cases at the Supreme Court for almost 40, well, no, not almost 40 years, about 37 years. And we've been successful.
The governor and those who he's appointed, as well as the Democrats who have a supermajority in the legislature, frankly, they are just simply hostile toward Christianity. I think to a large degree, simply because they don't understand what does it mean. Why is church? Why is faith relevant? They just don't get it.
When the government goes over the line and is no longer trying to help the community, but is coming down with the heavy arm of government on religious people, it has to be pushed back against. I mean, I don't want to sound too extreme here, but you have to address these problems when they're at the root. Otherwise, decades down the road, you end up like what we're seeing in Turkey.
Religious liberty is specifically protected. So you've got both the free exercise clause, you have the establishment clause violation here, and you have the 14th Amendment equal protection. So you've got the civil rights issue as well, that you can't target. By the way, the other businesses that are allowed to operate in these counties right now, they don't have a ban on singing or chanting. Just places of worship.
On June 1, 2020, Governor Newsom tweeted this: "For those of you out there protesting, I want you to know that you matter. To those who want to express themselves, God bless you. Keep doing it. Your rage is real." This comes from our governor of the state of California, who, while he's encouraging protesters, he's telling people in church how they can worship and how not to worship and what's not allowed.
Reasonable time, place, and manner is one thing. Content-based, which this is, because no one's telling the people on the streets protesting, hey, they're not. If they're not wearing a mask, you think they're getting arrested? Okay, so that's number one. Number two, they're chanting, they're singing, they're making statements, all of which I believe are protected speech. But this is a specific attack on people of faith and religious institutions.
The reason why our organizations exist is time and time again, governments, especially those left-leaning governments, feel like they can do this, that they can treat religious people differently, and that somehow their beliefs, like the importance, and we talk about in our brief, of singing to Christians in their faith, that those beliefs don't matter.
I don't have any problem with peaceful protest. Never have. This is an attack on the church. You can go out on the streets and you can chant and you can sing, but you can't go into a house of worship and sing unto the Lord and praise the Lord. That's a violation of the Constitution, and that's what we're fighting for at the ACLJ.
We went to great efforts to search social media, orders, statements in the media by the governor, by the county officials. We want to be able to display the fact that there is this double standard. We've been able to show a very clear, distinct treatment that is being given to churches, uniquely telling them, basically censoring them and telling them you cannot worship in a way that, in the manner that God dictates for you, frankly.
What we are asking the court to do here, there's a temporary restraining order, an injunction, and also to make sure that as churches in other parts of the state begin to be able to reopen, that this is not enforced by any state agencies, whether it's the police or the county health officials. And when we filed the lawsuit specifically against Governor Newsom, the California State Health Director, and the 2 county health directors.
Yeah, so as the regulations change, as things may open up in some areas, we want to make sure these kind of restrictions are not put in place. But the heart of the complaint is that this is a fundamental violation of free speech, that this is a violation of religious liberty.